You're being watched. At school, with your friends, at your place of worship. You're being eyed suspiciously, not based on anything you've done, but on what you believe. Without cause, you're rounded up and thrown behind bars, subjected to cruel treatment and torture, and denied the ability to defend yourself in a fair trial. Feel surreal? Sadly, these are real experiences for countless people. The U.S. government has used these practices and much more in the name of national security. We all deserve security, but any effort by the government that ignores human rights is dangerous and wrong. As human beings, we are born free and equal in dignity, with inherent, inalienable, and indivisible human rights. The modern concept of human rights was formalized after the Second World War in response to the death and devastation of millions of people at the hands of governments who trampled the rights of their citizens. In 1948, the international community drew up the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, the first of many international agreements created to protect the rights of all people. Since then, those rights have been frequently threatened by policies enacted in the name of security. The U.S. government's reaction to the attacks of 9/11 illustrates the so-called tension between rights and security. On September 11, 2001, 19 individuals carried out a series of attacks in the United States, killing nearly 3,000 people. The immediate response from the United States government was to brand a global war on terror, which Congress facilitated by passing a blank check resolution called the Authorization for the Use of Military Force. This has been interpreted to give the president broad powers to use military force around the world against those who they believe threaten our national security. October 7, 2001, the United States invades Afghanistan. January 11, 2002, 20 people are brought to a military detention camp at Guantanamo Bay, Cuba. They are detained without charge or fair trial. Many describe being subjected to torture, including beatings, sexual abuse, deafening music, sensory deprivation, and other humiliations. Over the next 15 years, nearly 800 people will be held in Guantanamo. March 20th, 2003, the United States begins its war in Iraq. As the global war spreads, more people are rounded up, detained, and interrogated. Some are held in military detention camps in Iraq and Afghanistan. April 2004, photos from the military prison at Abu Ghraib are leaked, showing service members smiling and posing next to prisoners being tortured and tormented. From 2002 to 2008, the CIA operates a global torture network. More than 100 men are subjected to enforced disappearance. They are taken from their homes and off the street, flown to secret black sites to be interrogated and tortured. At least one man, Gul Rahman, died while in CIA custody. He froze to death while chained, partially nude, to a concrete floor. President Obama moved away from the global war on terror branding and language, but retained the mindset and many of the policies. His administration dramatically increased its use of drones to conduct airstrikes, instilling fear and chaos among ordinary people all over the world. The global war mindset has also had severe consequences domestically. United States law enforcement engaged in religious profiling and targeted surveillance of Muslim communities. In New York City, the NYPD unlawfully listened to conversations and tracked behavior at mosques and Muslim Student Association events, at high schools and on college campuses. The U.S. response to 9/11 has had a major impact on human rights, and you can correct the course. Change is possible, but it requires action. Will you hold your government accountable? Will you demand that any policy carried out in your name upholds your indivisible human rights? Or will you let history repeat itself? Your call.